Hello, YouTubers, and welcome back to another episode of The Grandstand here on the Ohio Patriot Education Network YouTube channel. I'm, as always, your host, Air the Ohio Patriot. And for today's episode, we're going to talk about last night's Ohio primary results. I got some shit on there. It is. It's not. Oh, hang on. Like a little bit of. Oh, it's made it way worse. Okay, so I gotta take my camera off for a sec because apparently there is, I think it's the sticky stuff from the tape is what it is that was on there earlier. Let's see if I can wipe this away or not. There we go. Okay. So anyway, basically, talk about the Ohio primary results. What it is from last night. Obviously, RINO won the Senate race for the primary there against Dolan. And then LaRose, which is interesting because they were basically acting like it was a two-man race, even though LaRose was the third guy in it. Obviously, he didn't get many votes at all. I was trying to vote for a fourth candidate or like a writing candidate or whatever the case be. It wouldn't let me do that, though. So I basically had to default vote for one of those three guys. So I basically was just like, well, you know what? Marino's call for gun control. Dolan's call for gun control. LaRose never did. I'm going to vote Frank LaRose is what it is. Like the only time in history, basically. So... didn't really want to do it, obviously. I'd rather voted, would have had a writing candidate or something like that's what it is. But, yeah, Marino clinched it with, I think almost 50% of the vote is what it was, or just over 50% of the vote is what it was there. So, I'll tell you what, though, honestly, this was a very weak primary in general. Comparing to other primaries I've seen in this state in the last, 10, 15 years now or so. I think this is actually one of the lowest turnouts I've ever seen entirely. And it was sad, dude. It was just over 1 million people basically that voted in this whole thing, and the fact that we are a state of, I believe it is 8 million people, give or take, and the fact that of those 8 million, you have about 6 million that are actually voting age and can vote, and yet you only have 1/6 of the voting populace come out and vote. Are you fucking kidding me, people? Jesus Christ, Again, people always want to bitch about democracies and a constitutional republic, but yet they're not actually using the Democrat voting process in this constitutional republic to go out there and make changes. What it is, dude, for real. That being said, obviously there was enough in a couple different districts that did make change because we now have at least 2 RINOs that got their asses primaried out of office last night, which is fucking awesome, including stupid bitch Sarah Carruthers, because fuck her is what it is, dude. Those don't know who she is. She's a stupid pay-to-play cunt who's been in there for years now, who has been actively trying to fuck over Second Amendment Preservation Act here in Ohio, or two-way sanctuary. I've been fighting for over 5 years of my life now. And, well, not quite 5 years. It's been 5 years, actually, because it was 3 Desert Dayton Massacre. Democrats tried to pass everything from red flag laws, universal background checks, 10-round magazine bans. Anything over 10 rounds was banned. What else did they try to pass through? Those 3 things were biggest ones. Safe storage stuff they tried to do in the past, and they've done that through. They reduced just this General Assembly, stuff like that as well. I don't think they ever did a AWV before now, but now they have one where they're trying to ban ARs, AKs, etc. There, they can go fuck themselves on that one. But calling it weapons of war essentially is what it is, or mass casualty or something like that. I honestly think it's very similar to what Colorado's trying to pass right now, except it's a different name, obviously. But, yeah, I was having an interesting conversation with Saber Wolf and a couple other people in the back chat of Honda's chat there that I was able to jump in at the very end there last night. And, yeah, we're discussing the MDA types and how they're basically just a bunch of unfulfilled women that never got laid and had kids or whatever the case be is what it was. And so they're essentially just, really bitter and jilted because they never had children is what it was. They're trying to basically mother, as Saber Wolf put it, try to mother society is what it is then, which makes sense. But yeah, I do want to talk about a couple other things too, for that matter, before we get started with the primary results here, because I was going through X here a few minutes ago and saw a couple things that was really interesting as well. So we have 2 different things here I want to discuss. Obviously, you got the whole Tyson Foods thing going on right now, and it was this thing right here that this guy was talking about. It said, breaking report, this is 5 hours ago, multi-million-dollar fund manager ditches Tyson Foods, saying meat giant sacking U.S. workers to hire 42,000 asylum seekers is the woke liberal takeover of the United States. And the other thing I thought was interesting was this Lauren woman here who said It's people like this that really signal the end stages of America. No manners. Take 6 chickens with zero regard for anyone else. Patiently waiting in line. So yeah, you had a food bank there, quote unquote, food bank for middle class, where it was like, I'm guessing it was like 1 or 2 you had, like, you were supposed to take, maybe probably 1 is my guess, honestly, was like the limit or something. Yeah, and this fucking third world cunt right here just grabs 6 and walks off like a bitch, dude. Like, what kind of shit is that, dude? Like, seriously, what kind of fucking bullshit is that? And of course, next guy comes in there and grabs like the last one that's there is what it is. And everybody else is just waiting, like, that's fucking cunt, really? Like, you fucking kidding me, bitch? And that's what I'm saying, dude. Like, this is the fucking third world trash, by the way, that's being brought in every single day in this country right now, dude. That are stealing fucking food out of our goddamn mouths at this point. And I'm fucking sick and tired of it, man. Honda talked about it a lot there in Colorado area, actually. Well, they'll go to fucking food banks and they'll bully people and fucking cut the line and just grab whatever the fuck they want is what it is. Go out, go, take whatever they want, walk out with it and shit like that. Workers can't do shit, obviously. Because if they do, they're going to get fired. Or they're volunteers and don't give a fuck is what it is then. Because they're not going to, risk their lives for fucking people stealing shit is what it is then. But yeah, like, you think about it right now. Like, you got this bitch stealing 6 chickens today from, like, the food bank or whatever it is. Next week it's going to be from your fucking house, essentially, is what it'll be, dude. When shit goes south. So, yeah, we're heading for very bad times ahead in this country, honestly, dude. And even when we were talking about the back chat there, like, the whole tribalist thing and stuff like that, like, when shit goes south and stuff like that, all those people that are, here illegally from the third world or Central America, whatever it is there, they're just going to start, coalescing together and tribalize together is what it is then. And that's why I think, truthfully, we're going to see tribalistic warfare in this country, where it's going to be every race for themselves at that point then. Like, it's going to be legit race wars in the Second American Civil War, honestly. And you better hope that you're fucking, part of an American culture, basically, at this point. That's going to win out is what it is. Because if you're not, you're fucked, is what it is. So, and who's to say? Maybe whites will lose the whole thing, but guess what? Most of us are going to go out fucking swinging, dude. I know I am, for sure, 100%. I've said it many times. I will die with a fucking gun in my hand before I ever put to my knees by any tyrannical government, by any fucking third world fucking garbage in this country, honestly. And it's as simple as that, really. And I'll make that a fucking known stance right now. You're not going to come to my fucking country and try and fuck me over and fuck me in the ass and fucking destroy my nation, kill my fucking lineage, you fucking pieces of shit, without a goddamn firefight at that point, assholes. And it's as simple as that, really. So, anyway. But going to the primaries, obviously, you had Bernard RINO, who called for gun grabs about 4.5 years ago, give or take, where he called for universal background checks and a bunch of other stuff, and people still voted for his dumbass in the office, which is very disappointing, honestly. I think it had to do a lot with the whole Trump endorsement, and this is the problem with Trump's endorsing people. He needs to stop endorsing the fucking retard horses in the race is what it is, dude. Because that's what Marino is at the end of the day. He's a fucking retard horse in the race. There was actually, see if I can find the thing I found the other day. There's a thing I want to talk about with him, actually, because it was, what do you call it here now? Yeah, somebody posted a piece of thing the other day where it was him. Where's that now? Was here a minute ago. This isn't it, is it? Maybe. No, that was the solar eclipse stuff. Oh, here it is. Okay, so yeah, so apparently, I guess, I don't know how true this actually is. I'm assuming it's legit on the levels of what it is, though. But you had this guy talking about Marino here, and this is a couple days ago, popped up in the thing. It was new. AP review of leaked data from website Adult Friend Finder confirms private GOP worries. Ohio Senate candidate Bernard Marino's work email was used to create a profile in 2008 seeking men for one-on-one sex. Quote, looking for younger guys to have fun with. Like, honestly, Marino looks like he's a, like in the closet gay dude. I'm not going to be mistaken there, dude. So, like, he just looks like real fucking shady in general is what it is. But, teach your own, man. Like, honestly, I don't give a fuck, dude. But that's the problem, though. When you're keeping secrets like that, this is the kind of shit that even if you were on the level for that matter, this is the kind of stuff that later on down the road is going to be used to blackmail you, to fuck you over, that then fucks the American people over because you're doing shady ass backdoor deals with people instead of actually doing your campaign promises of, helping this country be America first and stuff like that, dude. So, like, that's the kind of shit that bothers me, dude, about the whole thing. It's like, yeah, I have no problem if you want to go, do like gay shit or whatever the case be, dude. I really don't fucking care, honestly. But just be forward about it. Just make it fucking known at that point, bro. Like, don't have it be some secret in the fucking closet or whatever the case be, to where it could be used to blackmail you later on. Is what it is then. And it's really simple as that, honestly. So, sorry, I'm did not have dinner last night, so I'm eating food right now. Is what it is. But anyway, so going back to primaries though, if I can pull this up real quick. You actually had Trump win by quite a bit, is what it was, and this actually does show how red of a state Ohio is actually, even with low turnout here, is what it is, because you had Trump winning the primary there. You had actually, now that I think about it, I think it was maybe 1.5 million, because I think there was about 500,000 or so for the Democrats. So it would have been more like 25% or so, give or take, of voter turnout turned out is what it was then. But yeah, so you had Trump win 79.2% of the vote, or 889,001 votes as of right now. Obviously, it hasn't been completed yet. And then you had Nikki Haley get like 100,000 some change, and then DeSantis get like 37,000 some change, and everybody else got less than that, is what it was then. But it ended up being a total of 1,122,570 votes right now. And then you got Biden on the other side, who actually has more of a percentage point right there, right? 87.1% of the vote, but yet has way less votes. Comparing to Trump, it's like half the fucking vote count. 456,523. And then that Dean Phillips guy got 67,000 changed what it was. They're almost 78,000 or almost 68,000. So yeah, very, very interesting, dude. And you know how the media's going to spin this, be like, oh, look, fucking Biden got more of a percentage than Trump did in Ohio. It's like, yeah, and the percentages are bullshit, dude, because literally he got half the fucking votes is what it is. Like 80 million my fucking ass, dude, or 81 million my fucking ass. Biden cheated his fucking ass off to get into office, dude, in 2020. He fucking cheated. He stole the goddamn election, period. We have more than enough evidence of that at this point in history, dude. And this just proves it right now, because Ohio's been a bellwether forever, is what it is then. So, and then, of course, you got Marino winning the primary there. Yeah, 50.5% of the vote. 553,000 some change. Dolan got 360,000 some change. LaRose got 182,000 some change, which one of those was mine, obviously. And then, obviously, Sheriff Brown won uncontested, which is absolute bullshit entirely. So this is actually the one that does bother the hell out of me, going down to the U.S. House races here, which specifically it has to do with House District 6, which is my district, honestly. And you had Michael Ruley ended up beating Reggie Stolfus, 50% of the vote to 41% of the vote in that primary. And then that Kipchek guy got 60% of the vote for the Democrats there. So it's going to be Ruley versus that Kipchek dude then. And then, interestingly enough, looking at the rest of the races, you had Landsman went uncontested because he had nobody to primary his ass. Other guy went uncontested. Meadows went uncontested. To District 2 there, you had Taylor get 25% of the vote. O'Hara get 22% of the vote. And some other people got whatever then. Joyce Beatty won uncontested. The guy gets her one uncontested. Tammy Wilson, who's an insurrectionist, legitimately here in Ohio, she'd be in prison right now in the state of Ohio, got 60% of the vote. She's going to be facing off against Jim Jordan in the actual election cycle then. Hopefully he can beat her ass straight up in the general election then in November. This Monday woman, or guy, whatever it was, went uncontested. They'll be facing incumbent Bob Lutta. Like I said, Kipchek and Rullo will be going against each other in District 6. District 7, Dermody got 82% of the vote. They'll be going up against Max Miller in the thing. Warren Davidson, who got 8% of the vote last night, will be going up against Enoch with 72% of the vote. Marcy Kaptur went uncontested. Thankfully, Derek Marin actually beat piece of shit RINO Craig Rendell in this race. That's fucking good, man. Hopefully Derek Marin can actually flip that Kaptur seat for the last 40-something years now to Republican. This Cox person won the Democrat primary there in the district that's going to be facing off against Michael Turner. in the election cycle. District 11, which was, I believe, Chantel Brown is going to be going up against Rappaport. Then we got Christian and Boulderson, both one uncontested. Mealy Sykes, one uncontested. And she'll be going up against a person named Callahan in the general election. District 14, Democrat, one uncontested. Dave Joyce won his primary. And then in District 15, you had that piece of shit Adam Miller win the Democrat primary, and he'll be facing off against incumbent Mike Carey. Hopefully Mike Carey can keep that seat, honestly. Even though I know Carey's a random piece of shit, dude, Adam Miller is so much fucking worse. He's an ex-state rep right now. He's currently in the Statehouse, actually, until the end of the year, so it'll be. And he is a gun-grabbing fuckboy, starts with an F, has a couple G's in it, ends with an OT, honestly. He is literally a fucking complete sack of crap is what it is, dude. The guy has no business being in office. He should be in Ohio prison for the last four and a half years or so, give or take, right now. So that's how those ones went. For the state legislator, this is what I thought was very interesting, actually. We're going to go state senate first, and we'll go state house after that, if that's the case then. So you have, going to the state senate here, Gavarone went uncontested, Cook went uncontested. George Lang, who is the incumbent, unfortunately beat Candace Keller by quite a bit there. Willis Blackspear Jr. actually won his primary as well in District 6 there. He'll be going up against McGree. District 8, Blessing and Hogan both won uncontested. District 10, McGregor went uncontested, and he'll be facing off against sack of shit Kyle Kellner. That really pisses me off, by the way, because that's just, I don't know, man. Like, honestly, if they could actually flip another blue seat red and then just have this McGregor person be in there over Kellner, I'd be fine with that in District 10, honestly, dude. Like, as much as I hate the Democrat Party so much, it's like, I'd rather have that dude than fucking Kyle, or that, I don't know if it's guy or girl, actually, if I'm not mistaken. But I'd rather have them than fucking Kyle Kellner's ass, dude, because Kyle Kellner, again, should be in prison right now with all these fucking Democrats for doing gun control in the last couple of general assemblies he was in the last 5 years or so is what it is there. So, let's see, continuing on there. District 12, both people that were in there were running unopposed. They won uncontestedly. 14, you had Markham win 50% of the vote there for the Democrats. They're going up against Terry Johnson. Hopefully they will lose that race in November pretty easily is what it is. Beth Liston won uncontested, obviously, so the other person. Democrats in District 18, you had O'Neill get 50% of the vote. He'll be facing off against RINO in the race there in November. Uncontested, pretty much all the way down. And then O'Brien, who is the incumbent, actually beat Mike Loychek. I don't know why the hell Mike Loychek was trying to run for state senate right now, honestly. The only thing I can think is maybe it's because of the fact that he was one of the Blue 22, is what they called him, because he voted with the Democrats and Jason Stevens to get Jason Stevens in the speakership, is what it is. And I'm wondering if maybe he thought he wasn't going to win his primary if he was running for state rep again, is what it is. So I don't know, man. But that's the thing. Like, you lose a primary for state senate, though, buddy, is what it is. So it's like, yeah, it was kind of stupid, honestly. You should have just maintained your fucking thing in the state house there. Tried to go for, I think it's a third term, if I'm not mistaken. But no, he went over, he jumped ship 2 terms in, and he fucked up because now there's going to be somebody else in that state house seat is what it is, dude. And it could flip to blue, honestly, for all the fuck we know right now. So, anyway. But, yeah, going on to what I want to talk about, though, for real, at the state house here is what it is. Obviously, we got the first 2 districts were uncontested because they were running unopposed. I am really pissed at District 3 voting that piece of shit Muhammad back in, and that goes to show again exactly why we do not need to have fucking Somali terrorists in our state right now, dude, because that's exactly who the fucking border base is in the state right now. None of these people should have voting rights in the state of Ohio at all, period, ever. And it's as simple as that, really. That woman who was appointed is now District 4, uncontested. District 4 uncontested was obviously the red guy there as well, for that matter. District 5 is a Democrat stronghold. So that'll basically, this person right here, this Lawson Rowe, is going to be new state rep come the end of the year is what it is then. District 6, Cockley got 32% of the vote for the Democrats, and then Gambari went unopposed. Allison Russo obviously is going to be the continued District 7 state rep for the time being. Same thing with Samani in District 8. Same thing with Abdullah in District 9. District 10 is very interesting here because this is not yet determined because the Democrats are so close between each other there. where you have 50.3% of the vote versus 49.7% of the vote. This is actually one of the ones I've seen before when it came to Stephanie Coonsy's state Senate race last time around, because she was in a contentious race and ended up coming down to a couple hundred votes there in the Columbus area, is what it was, if I'm not mistaken. So, and then obviously you have for the other side of District 10, we got Garveen winning 84% of the vote there. So they'll be facing off against whoever is going to win this Democrat primary then in November. Obviously, Crystal Lett and Stephanie Coonsey won unopposed because there's nobody, opposing them for uncontested races there. So hopefully, it doesn't really matter which one of these stupid cunts wins, by the way, in District 11, because this will be the one district that we at the Ohio Patriot Education Network will 100% Article 1, Section 2 out of the fucking Statehouse, dude, because neither one of these fucking stupid bitches needs to be in office right now. They're both gun grabbers. They're both fucking pieces of shit. This is not what Ohio needs, is these fucking dumb cunts in it. We need one less Statehouse seat entirely, just based on this alone, and it's that simple, really. Then we got District 12. This Cotton guy went uncontested. Brian Stewart won his primary with 57% of the vote there, so he'll be facing off as an incumbent against this Cotton person then. District 13, again, uncontested races. District 14, uncontested races. District 15, you had Glassburn get 75% of the vote in Democrat primary. You had Borowski get 55% of the vote in the Republican primary. I'm not sure where this district leans, if it leans red or if it leans blue, or it's like some kind of purple mixture there, if that'd be the case there. So it's hard to say who's actually going to win that in November. District 16, both Bride Rose Sweeney and Harrington were running unopposed. They both got uncontested wins, is what it was there. Literally beating nobody in one horse races, is what it is there. District 17, you had Sutherland get uncontested. For the Republican side, we have Diwali with 49% of the vote, Short with 46% of the vote. They still haven't called for either one of these people, though, which is weird. Going back to other things, though, District 18, Juanita Brent's going to be fucking Rip again. District 19, Robinson won uncontested. You also got that Galverdick winning uncontested there. Hopefully they can actually flip that red in the coming election cycle then. And then District 20 I thought was interesting. You got Terrence Upchurch, who was an incumbent, who was actually a write-in candidate, versus this Hartfield person, and neither one of them have actually been labeled as their winner yet. And then you got Walker Brown, who won theirs by default, is what it was then. District 21 for the Democrats haven't been called yet because it's so close. It's Strotherburg 45%, Washington 43%. District 22, again, Democrat. District 22, 23. Same thing with Republican. Nobody was, primarying there is what it is. District 24, that piece of shit, Danny Isaac John, won 71% of the vote there. I guarantee that dude's committing voter fraud in the state, dude. There's no fucking way he's not, because that guy is the biggest gun-grabbing sack of garbage ever. And I know for a fact his district is not a major city in the state, so the fact that he's able to win that is absolute bullshit entirely. Suss got uncontested there. A bunch of uncontesteds here in general, like all the way down here is what it is. And then we got, obviously, going to District 29, Cindy Abrams won her primary by almost 3/5 of the vote there. In District 29, you got District 30, the Democrat with 78% of the vote there. Republican won uncontested, obviously. Uncontested. Then going down to 32 there, where we have many Democrats obviously had nobody primarying them, is what it was, but you had 72% of the vote for Daniels in the Republican primary, is what it was, though. And then keep going down a little bit further. District 34, Hall won 38% of the vote. The other person got 31% of the vote. Again, uncontested. District 36 was a Democrat. Lewisburg, I think it's pronounced it, 74% of the vote. To Horns, 26%. Really fucking big blowout on that one, dude. 36, 37 uncontested. 38. Tim's got 79% of the vote. So that's pretty much going to be a state rep at some point in the future because it's a one horse race most likely. 39, Green won uncontested. Plummer won uncontested. Keep going. White in District 41 for the Democrat primary won theirs. They'll be facing off against Lindbergh in the coming election cycle there. Bunch more uncontesteds here. Bunch more uncontesteds there. Tom Hall won his incumbent seat in District 46 by 84% of the vote. Again, a major fucking blowout there. Now we go back down to District 47, where Cummings is going to be Democrat by default. There is what it is. But Sarah Carruthers, who, like I said earlier, is a gun-grabbing sack of shit, 47% of the vote. Mullins primaried her ass 52% of the vote, dude. So she's getting primaried out of office, thank God. So no matter what, this District 47 is going to have a new state rep, dude. Hopefully it's this Mullins person. But either way, Sarah Carruthers is gone now, dude. The RINO bitch is gone now after this General Assembly. So going down further, District 49, District 50, all that stuff like that. All uncontested primaries and stuff like that. District 51, Reinhardt, 73% of the vote for the Democrats. Salvo, 59% of the votes there for the Republicans. This is another one that was a big blowout too, by the way, because Brett Hudson Hillner has been a RINO state rep in our state house for a while now, and he got beat by almost 2/3 of the vote by the Salvo person. So, again, another RINO gone. So we got Carruthers and Hillner both fucking done, dude. They're gone. They're out of the fucking state house entirely, which is great. And hopefully this Salvo guy can take down District 51, then is what it is, and make it way more Republican, way more America First, etc. there. So, anyway. A bunch of other uncontested races here down to District 54, where you had Dieter take 73% of the vote compared to Savage 27% of the vote. District 55 was Turska, 65% of the vote. Then we go down to District 56 was Matthews, who was the incumbent, got 46% or 44% of the vote then. Bunch more uncontested races here. District 61, you had Hogan get 67% of the vote. Beth Lear is the first-term state rep, won 73% of the vote. She was actually one of the big America First Trump candidates in the last election cycle, so hopefully she can win again in November there. Unfortunately, Gene Schmidt was able to take down her Republican primary by 4% more of the vote is what it was there. Kind of sucks, honestly. I would have rather seen that Bevins guy take her down is what it is then. So it is what it is, though. Can't win them all, unfortunately. Everybody else went uncontested there down to District 65, where Thomas won 72% of the vote in the Republican primary. Sharon Ray won 57% of her vote is what it was to remain state rep. Miller won 60% of his vote in District 69 to maintain state rep is what it is there. Bunch of other, uncontested races there. Dean in 71 won 46% of the vote. They'll be a state rep now is what it is. Actually, this was an interesting one too, for that matter. Going back to the actual incumbents being beat out there, Gail Palgia, who I want to say pulled some stupid bullshit in the last couple of months, here's what it is. She actually lost handedly to this Workman guy, 61% to 39%, dude. That is fucking insane, honestly. Jeff Lurie obviously won his race by 45 or 55% of the vote is what it was there. And then we got Gambardi, 54% of the vote. Obviously, that's District 77 there, which is still being decided because it's not many point percentage between the two of them. Obviously, Hoffman won by default is what it was there. Keep going. Matthews won 60% of the vote in District 83 there. Actually beat out Jeff Cross, another Republican, who I think, if I'm not mistaken, Cross was actually kind of pro 2A, but not really, I think is what it was. I'm trying to remember now who's who right now. I feel like Cross wasn't a bad. I think he was more of a party line guy is what it was, though. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Matthews does then in that Statehouse seat then. If they can beat the other person then in the election cycle then. Which they should be able to. I'm pretty sure this is a pretty red district, if I'm not mistaken. That's why you have primaries and stuff like that. Then going down to District 86, Richardson won their primary by 3/5 of the vote then. Going down to District 89, DJ Swearingen won 65% of the vote there, which is absolute bullshit because that guy's the scumbag that cost us better constitutional carry in this state. I would have loved to see his RINO ass get primary, honestly, on that one because of the fact that he legitimately, it was in the last final days of the bills for constitutional carry that were coming down the pipeline. He literally fucking sold us out to these douchebags from the NRA is what it was, to put in bullshit like Terry stops in there when we could have had a more cleaner version of constitutional carry without that crap in it, dude. And it's cost at least one man who is 19 years old his freedom now because of the BS Terry Stop crap. So, anyway. Of course, we got a bunch of uncontested here. Then we got District 94. Ritter won 62% of the vote there in the Republican primary. They'll be going up against some Democrat that won uncontested. District 95, Jones won 63% of the vote as a state rep currently. District 98, Heiner won 55% of the vote there. They'll be going up against Hornstead, I think that's how you pronounce it. And then everybody else is uncontested after that, though. So, yeah, very interesting, dude. Very interesting. And then, like I said, going back down to the special election races here, you got 30,000 votes for the Democrats there overall. 20,000 was that Mike guy is what it is. And the Republican primary, 87,417 people, dude, in District 6 here. And, of course, Michael really took it from Stolfist by, like, just over 8,000, just under 8,000 what it is there. Which, ironically enough, if fucking dumbass Rick Taz had not been, or how fucking pronounce this dumbass doctor guy's name, if this stupid motherfucker not been in this race, dude, Reggie would have beat Ruley by like a couple fucking 100 points is what it is then, a couple hundred people then. This fucking, and we were talking about that in the back chat, still, Saber Wolf and I were, and he's like, yeah, this guy fucking pulled a, what do you call it now? A Ross Perot on my state rep is what it is, so he can't be a congressman now. It fucking sucks too, dude, because you actually look at the results here. I actually pulled some of them up actually earlier, and Reggie actually won quite a few places is what it was, which is weird that you have him losing the whole thing overall when he won a ton of counties is what it is there. So I'm almost thinking there might be a fraud going on there with Ruley and stuff, dude. Like, it would not surprise me at all for that matter. So I'm going to go ahead and do another screen share. Here's what it is. So yeah, you look at the counties here. You got Ruley taking Mahoning and Columbiana, 79%, 60%, and then Reggie taking Stark, which is where I'm at, Washington, Belmont, and Jefferson. And the only thing I can think is maybe it's because he had less voters there in those 4 counties compared to the other 2 that were a little bit larger is what it is then. But yeah, it just seems really weird though, man. It doesn't make any sense. And like I said, this fucking Rick guy, he just like siphoned off just enough votes to fuck us over, is what it is. I'm not going to sit here and say Michael Ruley's not going to be a potential good, congressman and shit like that. But the fact is, like, when he's sitting there sending out attack ads against Reggie and claiming he's a wife beater and shit like that, when there's no evidence of that at all. And if you actually look into Reggie's past, he's actually admitted this because they tried to pull this shit on him when he was going for state rep a couple years ago is what it was then. And what happened was Stolfist, when he was in his, I believe, late teens, early 20s, someplace in there, his stepfather was trying to beat the shit out of his mom is what it was. And he beat this fucking guy's ass to save his mother's life was what it was there. And thank God he did. And then he basically pled no contest to, yeah, they're like, okay, did you beat this guy's ass? He's like, no contest. It's like, yes, I did, obviously, but he's not going to plead guilty to it, is what it is, dude. And that's why he's able to run for state rep now, because he was never actually charged with the shit. He was actually given, I think, if I'm not mistaken, a slap on the wrist then, because people realized, like, yeah, there was mitigating circumstances there. You're saving your mother from getting her fucking teeth kicked in is what it is. By some piece of shit drunkard stepfather is what it is there, dude. And for Michael Ruley to sit there and pull that shit is just a slap in the fucking face to every Ohioan, dude. Like, it's not cool, bro. It's fucking the worst kind of mudslinging ever. You know what this fucking man did, and you're trying to smear his fucking image like that, and it is fucking completely uncool, Mike. It really fucking is. Ironically enough, both guys running in this fucking race now are named Mike. So, yeah, it's literally Ruley versus Kipchek, but they're both named Michael. So, yeah, pretty fucking weird, man. But anyway, then of course we got a bunch of people getting uncontested. Here's what it is then. And then, ironically enough, Terry Jamison, who's one of the Democrats, actually got beat out by some guy named Forbes. So that was pretty funny. I'm assuming there's like more stuff than this, but that's all I can find on this site, honestly, because it was just, there for that to be given stuff. I think if I can go further, and I could probably do other stuff, that would be the case, but I'm not so sure it's worth it to do that, honestly, just because of the fact that it's like, you have like there's a couple other races I could talk about right now that are just like random, like, judge races and stuff like that. I'm not sure how Dixie Park, if she won her race or not, that'd be the case. And I think she was a decent candidate, if I'm not mistaken. I know I voted for her last night because I think mostly it was one of those big ass signage things I've seen all the time with her ass, and it was like something where I think she was like a pretty decent judge for the time being anyway. So I'm hoping I picked the right person. I don't know, man. That's the problem with those judge things, though. It's like it would be nice. Like that's the one thing that does bother me about all these things like that, dude. Is like with all these judge races and stuff, there really should be something where people can go look up these people's like past case reviews and stuff like that, like how like a case review kind of deal there, where it's like, oh, have you ever done a case on the Second Amendment or whatever the case be, as like a appellate judge or whatever it is there, or have you done like a bunch of stuff with like family court stuff or whatever the case be, like how'd you rule in like man's favor and stuff like that when it came to court battles and custody battles against like some piece of shit chick who was like a scumbag trying to take full custody of his kids. What it is, dude? Did you vote in the guy's favor? Did you vote in her favor? Kind of thing is what it is. It'd be nice to know those kind of things. Is what it is there, and that way it would give you more of an indication of like how this person's going to vote in the future. Is what it is. Then if they would ever become like a state Supreme Court justice and stuff like that, then if that be the case. So yeah, it's one of those kind of situations where you wish you would have more intel on these people, but unfortunately you don't. Is what it is. So it does kind of suck, man. In that aspect of things. But anyway. For those wondering what I'm eating right now, it's a pepperoni sandwich and some cheese. Not bad. But again, it was just something quick to get in my stomach then because I was super hungry. But anyway, sorry, I'm trying to see if there's anything worth talking about here otherwise. Yeah, Frank LaRosa is basically thinking this fan base of like, hey, how's it going? Oh, this is a good one here. This goes back to, again, the degradation of our society right now. So you got this stupid little cunt right here that calls herself a fucking influencer, causes thousands of dollars in damage to a Lamborghini for Instagram views. She runs up on the fucking Lamborghini's hood, breaks the fucking windshield with her dumbass fucking feet, and then starts dancing like a fucking retard, dude. I'll tell you what, if that was my Lambo, I'd be beating that fucking cunt's ass, man, so fucking hard right now. Like, she would literally be getting powerbombed on the fucking pavement at that point. And every fucking dollar she had in her pocket or whatever the case be would be taken and put my new windshield then. So, why do we have a 19th Amendment again? Someone explain. Like, seriously, man. Dead serious on that one. Let's see. Then we got U.S. missionaries in Haiti beg for help. Another U.S. embassy lost. Americans abandoned by Biden administration. Yep, that's how it is, though. So, thankfully, my cousin was able to get in there at the last minute last night and get able to vote then. So that was good. I think he got in there right around 7 o'clock. Then for some reason, I thought our polls closed at 7 last night, but I guess it was 7:30 because the roast mentioned that like a half hour before it was. I was like, oh, that's good. So anyway, I'm gonna try to see if I can find some other stuff for like local races and shit, because there's a couple different ones I want to talk about actually. With like, I know there was like some school levy stuff that came popping out recently. Here's what it was. Let's see, Illinois and Iowa, Iowa, Illinois and Ohio primaries 2024. Trump back Senate candidate wins Ohio primary. Obviously, Bernie was top of my there is what it is. So let's see. Then we got Northwest local schools income tax renewal easily passes. That was from the Kent repository here a couple hours ago. Newsweek 18 hours ago. Map shows U.S. cities Russia would strike first if war broke out. Yeah, that would be all the nuke targets is what it is there, man. That's a scary thought to even think about right now. I should see if Columbus or anything that's on here is what it is then, dude, because now we got power plants to share what it is then. So Does it actually say what fucking places that they're going to strike first or no? Oh, here you go. Let's see where we're at now. Yes, World War III. Let's see. Threat of nuclear evacuation. Nuclear exchange. Russia. 2019. Nuclear Russia strike force. Oh, here you go. Yeah, commercial zones: Washington, D.C., New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Dallas, Fort Worth area, Miami, Philadelphia, Houston, Las Vegas, Salt Lake City, Denver, and Miami. That was on there twice, apparently. So it would likely be among the top metro areas to hit. So elsewhere, Presidential Retreat, Camp David in Maryland, and Raven Rock Mountain Complex in Pennsylvania. Home to underground bunkers intended for Pentagon use. Potentially be another one they're saying there. Then we got the North American Air Defense Command headquarters in the Peterson Space Force Base, which is in Colorado Springs. Strategic Command, Air Force Base in Nebraska, and Air Force Nuclear Weapons Center in Hill Air Force Base in Utah. Also, some plant in Armadillo, Texas, which serves as U.S. primary nuclear arms assembly and disassembly facility. Interesting. Yeah, I can see that. Thing is, though, even if they're just hitting like other places like near me, like I'm just fucked by the fallout is what it is then, dude. So it's not good either way. Because it would be like almost like a chain reaction kind of thing. Because if it hits like a certain place or whatever the case be, it could take out our nuclear facilities then too, if that be the case. So, and yeah, it would just be like this crazy like domino effect or whatever then that would be like almost like daisy chaining shit or whatever the case be. So not good at all, man. But anyway. See what else we got here now. Got going to Breitbart here. Got Bernie blowout. Marino wins Ohio GOP Senate nominee. And landslide Trump-backed candidate. Dominates establishment. Associated Press, hardest hit. Fake news fails again. And this is Marino wins Ohio primary. RINO is rooted. Claims, quote, "We're going to get the America First agenda done. We have the opportunity to retire an old commie," meaning Sheriff Brown, there's what it is. And that said exit poll, immigration was top issue among Ohio Republican primary voters is what it is. Which is true, but also gun rights should be another thing at that point, dude. And the fact Marino's been, anti-gun in the past is kind of a slap in the face, honestly. So that's honestly my biggest problem with Marino right now, dude. It's like, if they still were to come out tomorrow, though, and be like, hey, I'm the nominee here. I know I've said some dumb shit in the past 5 years or so. Obviously I was, kind of joking around. And the thing is, like, I don't believe he was joking around. That's the problem, though. I believe what he was saying in 2019 is exactly how this motherfucker feels. And that right there, if you would now come out and be like, oh, yeah, I'm totally, against all this shit or whatever the case be. Like, oh, look, I did this survey for Ohio Governors and stuff like that. It's like, it doesn't matter, dude. I'm still going to vote for your ass is what it is. I'm not going to vote for Sheriff Brown for that matter. In fact, I'm willing to take my fucking chances at this point and simply just put my fucking, thing behind a third person at that point, And Ross Perot both your asses potentially, hopefully. But anyway, I don't know. It's like almost like the devil you know what I'm saying? Like, I know Sheriff Brown's a cheating sack of shit, but at the same time, it's almost like they've even talked about it last night. Like, even if he was still in office and stuff like that after the fact, Democrats still have 50 is what it is then, dude. Because they're going to lose some other seats that would be then in the U.S. Senate. So it's like, what the hell? So, I don't know. If it's up to me right now, sure, Brown be in jail, honestly, but I just don't trust Marino is what it is, dude. Like, you can sit there and fucking, wish in one hand and shit in the other two what's going to feel first with this, dude. Seriously. Like, don't piss in my face and say it's raining. Don't fucking shit on my porch and call it chocolate, bro. For real. what I was interested in, that second one was actually from John Schneider from Dukes of Hazzard. He actually said that to I forget who I was listening to. I don't know if it was Alex Jones or who it was, but it was pretty funny. It was he was in an interview with somebody years ago, and my brother and I were listening to the radio. Is what it was them. Yeah, he was saying something in like the context or whatever it was. Then he's like, "Yeah, man, don't shit on my porch and call it chocolate." I'm just like, "What the fuck? Like, what the hell kind of saying is that?" I mean, it makes sense though, right? Because it is very similar to, the whole "don't piss in my face and tell me it's raining" or whatever the case be, or piss in my face and call it rain or whatever. So it's kind of like that one meme where it's the guy pissing over the fucking fence and this Democrat just being like, "Oh, it's raining, yeah," and like open up their mouths and shit. It's some guy taking a piss in their fucking face, literally. But anyway, so I think my plan right now actually is like most likely to just chill out here for the next hour or so, do a couple things in game for a few minutes, and then basically go back to sleep for a while. So, but I'll be back at some point this week. I'm not sure exactly when yet. Probably Thursday. I think I have about 2 hours left on this account right now, give or take. Just under that, maybe. After tonight's stream is what it is here, so. Yeah, we'll see what happens, though. I'm going to try to see the timeline. Here's what it is, then. The problem I had, though, and this is what it was, dude, with the whole RINO win. Here's what it is for this Senate race is what it is there. You had the decision desk people call that shit way fucking early, dude. They called that shit at like 8:30 last night is what it was, dude. And that was when there was only like 10% of the vote in there, like 50% of the vote, something like that's what it was at the time. So it was kind of ridiculous entirely. So, let's see. Then we got 5 minutes later. It's official now. Associated Press has called it. Let's see. GOP quickly unifying behind RINO after his landslide victory. That was 8:47 last night, 8:49. The irony of AP having to call the race is not lost on many RINO and Trump supporters. This is what this clip guy says, that AP having to... Yeah, okay. Let's see, AP having to call the race for Bernie after their bogus tabloid smear attempt to get him in chef's kiss. So congratulations, RINO, for carrying out America First banner to victory in Ohio. Trump's endorsement remains the gold standard, and RINOs continue to get crushed. Yeah, says the people who are actually backing a gun grabber, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're sitting there talking about, Trump back. Like, fuck off, man. Like, no, he's not. He is backing fucking retard horses in the fucking race, man. Am I going to sit here and say Frank LaRosa is any better, honestly? No, he was not. We needed a fucking fourth candidate in the goddamn race is what it was, dude. What it should have been was you should have had somebody like myself in there who actually is pro-Toy as fuck, who actually is pro-life as fuck, and had Trump, like, literally throw fucking $40 million behind me is what it is, dude. And I would have been a better fucking Senate candidate than these assholes are is what it is. For real. RINO is a fucking literal used car salesman, dude. The guy's entire fucking shine is to fuck you over. To sell you a fucking lemon, and then when you get fucking 5 feet out the goddamn car lot, the whole fucking thing breaks down at the first fucking light you go to. Like, that's what scares the shit out of me right now, dude. Like, if this guy even becomes a U.S. Senator, is he not just going to fuck us over the first chance he gets is what it is? Like, how much fucking bullshit they already have. Like, seriously, if we already have the stuff coming out about him possibly being on, like, an adult friend finder site for gay men and shit like that, dude. Like, what other fucking secrets is this motherfucker hiding for us is what it is, dude. You know? Like, who the fuck knows at this point? But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the kind of stuff that you will be having used against you in blackmail scandals and shit like that in the future, dude. To fuck the American people over. For votes and stuff like that, or to pass omnibus bills, or whatever the hell it's going to be there. And I'll be damned if let that happen, dude. That's exactly why what I refuse to vote for this fucking guy right now. In fact, I'm willing to say, fuck it, write somebody in this fucking candidate is what it is then, dude. For this U.S. Senate race in November then. So, anyway. Yeah, and then there it says, 56 last night with just 30% of the vote remaining. Marino's lead is massively extending. Yes, race has already been called. He won big, but this could be historic level blowout material. Marino 45% of the vote. Dolan less than 35% of the vote. Already a more than double-digit lead. Plenty of room for Marino to expend that. 8:15 last night. Senate Leadership Fund, a group controlled by Senate GOP leader Mitch McConnell, issued a statement regarding Marino on his victory, or congratulating Marino on his victory. It says Senate Leadership Fund congratulates Marino on the hard-fought victory in the House Senate race. Republicans are united behind Bernie and committed to defeating left-wing career politician Sherrod Brown this November. We know Bernie will run an aggressive campaign to win. Again, like that right there shows you everything you know, dude. When you got Rhino's back in your ass, then if that be the case in the U.S. Senate already, like it just shows me Marino's going to be a fucking stooge at this point, really, dude. Like it doesn't matter who wins because they're all losers. And I mean that seriously. So, and then we got 954, the lead of Marino at that point, then 958. So overtaking Dolan by more in all but 2 counties with a clear pathway to do so in both of those counties as well. And you had 10-12 last night. Senator J.D. Vance, who was a huge part of Marino's victory, weighs in on by noting he was outspent and outgunned. That just proved the Mattel or his medal by working hard to get Trump's endorsement and winning the Ohio GOP nomination. I want to point something out too, by the way. This is what I've talked about many times with the problem with politics in this country, dude. Going all the way back down to here is what it is. The primary spending recap. $43.7 million by 12 different advertisers. Pro Marino advertisers. This is all ad buys and stuff like that. $13.4 million bucks. Pro Dolan people. $17.3 million. Pro LaRose advertisers, $5.2 million. Sherrod Brown also spent $2 million to boost Marino with an attack ad in the final week. So you're talking about in a Senate primary race in Ohio, over $43 million, almost $44 million between 3 fucking candidates, technically 4 if you want to include Sherrod Brown's $2 million or who it is, was spent. It's fucking ridiculous, dude, entirely. And this is what I've said many, many times in this country, dude. Like, as much as I fucking hate Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, dude, like, AOC said one thing correctly in her entire fucking retardation, which is money in politics is the fucking problem. It is the only thing I would ever agree with that woman on. Because she's at least speaking the truth one time in her life. You know, even a broken clock is right twice a day kind of thing is what it is, dude. With her, it's like even her ass was right once. And this is the problem right now. You need to have money caps across the fucking board in all these races, dude. If you can't do it on $1 million, $2 million, whatever it is, dude, then go fuck yourself is what it is. Seriously, bro. And that's the thing. Like, and I'm not surprised they spent $40-something million on this shit, dude. Seriously. Every time I turned on the TV in the last month or so, I would go to like the news stations or whatever the case be, like watch the news and shit. And literally every fucking commercial break, it was back to back to back to back to back. Fucking attack ads on each other at that point. Where it was Dolan attacking Marino. Marino attacking Dolan and LaRose. LaRose attacking Bernie for his gun grabber shit. And then LaRose attacking Matt Dolan and stuff like that. And then everybody attacking each other all the way around is what it was. And then, of course, Sherrod Brown attacking fucking Marino is what it was then, dude. So it's like, you had like 3-4 ads in a row that it was like all the same bullshit. It was just people attacking and mudslinging and stuff like that. I'm fucking sick of it, dude. Like I'm seriously going on 40 years old at this point, dude. I'm just like, I'm 10 months away from my 40th birthday right now. Not quite, actually, about 9.5 months, give or take. But the entire point is, it's like, I've just had it with these fucking people, dude, entirely. Like, I just want to start smacking motherfuckers at this point and be like, fuck you, scumbag. So, yeah, it's just very fucking infuriating, bro. But anyway. And of course, the funny thing is when you look at all these attack ads everybody on each other, like all of them were saying the other people were open borders and stuff like that, dude. including like the other guy saying Marino was at borders, which wouldn't be surprised if it was actually at this point, honestly, at some point in his life, given his past failures and everything else that it does there. But yeah, then you had the this one here, which was exit poll immigration top issue among Ohio Republican primary voters. So immigration is the most important issue among Ohio Republican primary voters. A CBS exit poll on Tuesday night election results showed similarity of voters, 40% of them report immigration as their number one concern in voting for the GOP primary presidential primary. 29% rated the economy as their top issue. 30% said abortion. 8% said foreign policy. I wonder where guns fell into that, man, because I would think gun rights would be like one of the top ones, honestly, as well on that one. Yeah, so in the same vein, 73% of respondents said that they again, fuck you, Breitbart. It's not undocumented immigrants. It's illegal aliens, you dumb motherfuckers, who have crossed Biden's wide open border, should be deported, while 23% said that they should be offered a chance for legal status. Who the fuck is saying that shit, dude? Go fuck those people. Those people go fuck themselves what it is, dude. Fucking scumbags. No. What they should be offered is a chance to get the fuck out on their own or get shot in the fucking back is what it is, dude. Seriously. Because they're all goddamn fighting age males. Seriously, bro. Like, why the fuck would you allow these people to leave on their own, honestly? When they're seriously, like, foreign invaders and potential, like, gangbangers and shit, dude. Like, put them the fuck down when they're being released from Venezuelan jails and fucking stuff like that, dude. Now is what it is. Anyway. Yeah, so CBS News did not specify a number of respondents surveyed or provide a margin of error. Of course they didn't, dude, because I know it's like 500 people probably is what it is. Or less, like everybody else is what it is there. Anyway, it says poll comes as Ohio holds not only presidential primary elections, but U.S. Senate elections. Republican primary candidate Bernie Moreno, whom President Trump endorsed endorsed months ago is what it was, is competing against establishment Matt Dolan and Okay, this is the problem I have right there, right? Against establishment-backed state senator Matt Dolan, doesn't say a fucking word about Frank LaRosse at all, dude. Like that's just a fucking slap in the face, honestly, is what it is, dude. As the man as the Secretary of State right now, like truthfully, honestly, if Frank LaRosse wanted to, he could be like, you know what, fuck you, Marino. We're not gonna certify your fucking win, asshole. Go eat shit, basically, is what it is. So anyway, but yeah, it's for a chance to beat Sherrod Brown. I also hate the fact that they say Sherrod Brown's seat is what it is, because it's not his seat, it's the U.S. Senate seat that he's currently holding. There's a difference, obviously. So, as of February, Marino told Breitbart News Saturday that it was a disgrace that Republicans tolerate more than 5,000 illegal aliens flooding into the United States every day, saying GOP must hold a zero-tolerance policy on immigration. Yeah, that's great and all, dude, but again, are you actually going to be for real on that, or are you just going to be an asshole is what it is, dude? So, I don't know. It's, like I said, it's almost like the devil you know kind of thing, dude. Because truthfully speaking, I believe that Marino and Sherrod Brown are both devils at this point, dude. I think they're both demons. I think they both are, honestly. I think there could have been a fourth contender in this race that Trump should have backed. Who that is, I don't know, man. Could have been a state rep. I mean, hell, honestly, truthfully speaking, let's be honest with ourselves right now, dude. If my state rep, I just told if it's the guy that lost to Michael Rowley last night, if he had been the nominee for the U.S. Senate there, I think he would have been a better candidate than Bernie Moreno would have been, honestly, dude. And I think he could have beat Moreno, honestly, straight up as what it is there, if he had Trump's endorsement. And you would have had a much better U.S. Senator then to take on Sherrod Brown. You would have had a state rep who is pro-life, who is pro-2A, taking on a gun-grabbing, abortionist piece of shit in Sherrod Brown. But now instead you have a guy who is on record for calling for universal background checks, calling for essentially magazine bans, talking about, oh, nobody needs to shoot 100 bullets at once, because you know fucking nothing about the Second Amendment, Bernie Moreno, you fucking asshole. Like, just admit you're a dumb fuck. Just admit you're a fucking piece of shit oath breaker right now. And then move on. And if you're actually willing to admit that shit, then maybe we can actually have a real discussion about if myself or anyone else for that matter should vote for your ass come November. It's as simple as that, really. But you're never going to do that because, again, you're a fucking RINO sack of shit, bro. Hell, Marino himself, just like Vance in the past, dude, has fucking talk shit about Trump, honestly. But yet Trump is backing these people, dude. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why? You know? Like, I get if they're like criticizing you in like a certain way for like your stupid shit, like Operation Warp Speed or whatever the case be, dude. But it's like that's a different shit altogether. But the whole point is, it's like if they're just like shit talking you to shit talk you, like, why would you fucking endorse these people? Like, seriously, man. It just blows the mind, honestly. You know. And maybe it is because Trump isn't all there anymore, dude. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. Like, I'm just getting disheartened anymore right now. I mean that seriously, bro. Like, I don't think it's gonna matter when it's all said and done. And I hate to say that, but it's the truth. And it just saddens me to my core right now to think that like how far our country has fallen right now. Like even if all these guys get into power right now, dude, like I think we're coming back from this, dude. I think we're already too far past the it's like that it's like the end of the movie Back to the Future Part 3, where you have Doc Brown and Marty talking about that little end of the line sign kind of thing there is what it is. And you have up to that point to like stop the train or whatever the case be from doing whatever, but after that point you're like fucked basically. And yeah, I feel like we're already past that point and no return is what it is then. So or we're just gonna go off the fucking cliff right now and the whole train's gonna explode on impact. What it's gonna be, man. Because the bridge is out, kind of thing. So, and like that's exactly why I showed that video early on in the episode here of that woman taking all those chickens from a fucking food bank, dude. Because that is a great example of the illegals coming to our country right now. They're literally fucking stealing food out of our damn mouths at this point, dude. And then pretty soon they're gonna end up being the fucking food is what's gonna be when cannibalism kicks off here, like it did in Haiti, you know, a couple months ago now is what it is. So I don't know, man. I do know one thing. We have a lot of industrial meat grinders in this country. So, you know, if you grind that shit up fine enough, you don't know it's going to be a person, then obviously it'll just be fucking some meat is what it is then, dude. So, not that I'm saying I'm going to eat people, whatever the case be, you know what I'm saying, man? Like, you might not know that you are, honestly. It might just be like, oh, yeah, we got some fresh meat, dude. It tastes kind of gamey, but, you know, it's not, it's okay, though. You know, it's just some pork or some beef or whatever mixed together or something like that, man, you know? So, and it turns out it's some bunch of guys named Juan or something like that is what it is. So, anyway, although it could be worse. It could be like a Burger King Whopper where it's like 500 different cows in a fucking single Whopper, dude. Which is why I stopped eating that crap many, many years ago, just because of that. Not to mention it, I remember eating one of those many years ago. Thinking back, you know, this is probably about, I'm trying to think now, because I really stopped eating fast food almost entirely in 2014, with the exception of Wendy's on occasion, what it is there. But yeah, like McDonald's, Burger King, all those places like that, I stopped eating by the time it was 2014 is what it was. And so you're talking about almost a decade now entirely, because it was when we went to, I believe the last time I ever had McDonald's actually was when we went to Maine that time, because we had to, because it was the only thing open at the time is what it was then. But yeah, that was like the last time I was forced to have McDonald's what it was then. And it tasted like shit then too, for that matter. But again, it was, you know, some kind of something in my stomach to fill it up is what it was then. And but yeah, so that would have been probably 2012-ish, give or take, was the last time I had some kind of Burger King Whoppers, what it was then. So it was before that, then, so it would have been like 2010, 2011, somewhere in there. I had one of those, and I'll tell you what, like I had one part of it, because like the way the patty was shaped or whatever the case be, like you could tell it was like different or whatever. And like you took like a bite on the one side and it was fine. And it was like, that's pretty good actually. And then I took like a bite off the other side and it's like, ew, this tastes fucking disgusting. Because you're obviously thinking it's all from the same cow though, but it's not. You can literally have up to 500 different parts of different cows that are just like mixed together and pressed together and stuff like that. Like little bits and pieces of each one of them is what it is. That all are like sheeted together as a fucking patty then is what it is, dude. So you potentially could be eating like 2 or 3 cows over here that all taste very good from the same area and stuff like that. Then you take like a smaller bite over here, you're eating like 4 or 5 cows or something together is what it is, because the little bits and pieces of each one of them is what would be then. And who's to say one of those is contaminated as fuck, dude? And again, this is exactly why, if we ever had like a zombie outbreak in this country, it would be like some kind of mad cow disease stuff, dude, because it would be, the Burger King Whoppers and stuff for the fucking culprit kind of shit, or something like that, where it's like, yeah, you got 500 different fucking animals in the same fucking, sheet, essentially, is what it is. They call it burger patty. So, yeah, not cool at all, man. Really shouldn't be legally for that matter, because you're basically, pushing all kinds of craziness is what it is then. So, anyways. But, oh yeah, that's a good one then. Fucking, just to show how retarded, society's becoming now, dude. We now have, a couple different things coming out here, all Pro 2A stuff, what it is then, which is the biggest one of all of them, which I thought was kind of funny here. You have the pieces of shit in Chicago, that fucker Brandon Johnson is now trying to sue Glock handguns, claiming, and I quote, pistols easily modified to full auto. By who, Brandon? By who? Oh yeah, that's right. It's the fucking criminals. Your piece of shit ass reasons to call criminals, you dickhead. Fuck you, Johnson, you fucking asswipe. Yeah, as I said, Chicago filed a lawsuit against handgun maker Glock on March 19th, 2019, or 2024, which is yesterday, obviously, claiming that Glock is liable for the ease with which a Glock switch can be used to convert semi-automatic handguns to full auto. You're literally committing a felony just by having the fucking switch, you dumb fuck. Go fuck yourself, dude. Again, toss the fucking lawsuit out the goddamn window, dude. Thing is, Glock is even an American-made company. It's like Austria, right? If I'm not mistaken, or something like that. And that's one of those days. I think it's Austria, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, just tell Chicago to fuck off, dude. But yeah, you got City of Chicago partnering with Shocker. Bloomberg affiliated Everytown for gun safety in a lawsuit. So yeah, it's Bloomberg fucking funding this shit, dude, is what it is. Why is this cocksucker still alive, by the way? Why has Michael Bloomberg not been literally fucking taken out and executed on the spot for everything he's done in this country, dude, when it comes to all the anti-gun shit? The guy is a literal fucking Nazi muffin wannabe, 82 years old right now, dude. Literally a giant pedophile fuckboy who is one of the worst people ever born in this country, dude, is what it is. And has a net worth of over $1 billion fucking dollars, dude, as of 2024 right now. Which, by the way, that $1 billion he has there supposedly as his net worth, the majority of which was gotten by illegally short selling stock is what it was, dude. Those don't know that. He did exactly what people did to get the GameStop stuff there is what it was, where they called them bluffs and stuff, where this asshole would have his fucking hedge fund managers and stuff like that sit there and fucking inflate a stock like 50,000 times what it would be worth or whatever the case be, and like how many shares actually existed or whatever the case be, so there's creating shares out there is what it was then, and then short selling that shit and making a fuck ton of profit off of it then is what it was, which should be illegal as hell, honestly, because the guy's a fucking scumbag piece of shit criminal. But of course, he funds the same Democrat candidates so they can be like, oh no, it's perfectly legal, bro. Perfectly legal to do that shit now. Even though it totally shouldn't be. So, anyway, just a bunch of shit entirely, dude. Anyways, a press release from Brandon Johnson's office indicated the lawsuit, quote, reports the law enforcement personnel in Chicago have recovered over 1,100 Glocks that have been converted into illegal machine guns in the past 2 years alone in connection with a wide variety of crimes, including homicides, aggravated assaults, batteries, kidnappings, burglaries, home invasions, carjackings, and attempted robberies. Oh, you mean all criminal acts? Okay, then fuck off, dickhead. Anyway, it says press release also claimed that the lawsuit alleges that the selling of a weapon that can be easily converted into a legal machine gun and failing to take responsible steps to prevent or mitigate the problem is an unfair business practice, is negligent, and maintains, and contributes a public nuisance. Go fuck off, Bloomberg, you fucking cunt. Same thing with you, Johnson, you fucking asswipe, cheater scumbag. There's his lawsuit against Glock is the first suit filed under Illinois' firearms industry. Oh, okay, that's why. Yeah, Firearms Industry Responsible Act, an act signed into law by J.B. Pritzker in 2023, which, by the way, this shit is unconstitutional as fuck, number one, because it legitimately breaks the Lawful Commerce and Arms Act, which has been a known entity to stop this kind of fucking bullshit frivolous lawsuit garbage for decades now in this country, dude. And of course, the Chicago and every town point to China as one of the sources of the auto sears, central component of a Glock switch, but they do not explain the degree with which China is allegedly contributed to this whole thing with the switches in the United States. Of course, they're not going to, dude, because they're not going to sue China is what it is there. It's a bunch of bullshit entirely, dude. Fuck them. So, but anyway. Yeah. Glock just needs to tell people to go eat shit is what it is, dude, for real. Be like, go fuck yourself, Johnson. We'll see your ass in court, bitch. We're going to fucking file countersuits against you and Bloomberg both, for that matter. Take every goddamn cent you fuckers have is what it is then, dude. And that's what they do, honestly, at this point. Seriously. So, anyway. Yeah, doing okay. Probably going to finish up here in a minute or two. Pretty tired. Want to get some sleep, obviously, in the next couple hours here. And then, obviously, as well, on top of that, I need to save a little bit of time for Buckshot on this stream, on this particular, then. And then hopefully have enough left over for Freedom Friday. I'm not sure, though. But we'll have at least enough for Buckshot Thursday on this particular StreamYard account that we're on right now. And then I'll probably just do another one on one of the other ones. If that'll be the case then. Who knows? But anyway. But yeah, it's a bunch of shit, dude. Chicago can go fuck themselves for real. And everybody else can too, for that matter. There's a bunch of gun grabbing fuck boys and fuck girls and stuff like that, dude. Especially when you have stuff like this coming out now, which is FBI figures show crime fell as Americans stocked up on guns in 2023. Imagine my shock. More guns equals less crime. So, yeah, that's how it always is, dude. It's just like the MDA fucking cunts here in Ohio a couple years ago being like, oh, constitutional carry, it's going to be the Wild Wild West and bloodbaths in the streets and all this other stupid bullshit. Yet, meanwhile, 2 years later, we're fucking good, man. 6 of 8 major cities in this state, crime fell in all of them because of the shit being in place there. And that was Attorney General Dave Yost doing his job to actually prove that point, because he was doing it the year before the constitutional carry happened, the year it actually took effect, and the year after that's what it was. And it's completely fallen across the board, dude. And it's continuing to fall, for that matter. The only things that are happening right now is you have a bunch of criminals doing criminal shit. There's what it is, dude. So, and that's the thing. Criminals are going to criminal no matter what, dude. So sitting there trying to sue a gun manufacturer by falsely claiming that they're responsible for some bullshit fucking switch or whatever they can put on their gun is absolute garbage entirely, dude. How about you go fucking deal with the criminals that are actually pushing this shit, bro? Maybe that's the fucking problem right now. But you're not going to do that because you're a bunch of fucking oath-breaking fuckboys is what it is, dude. Johnson, Bloomberg, etc. there, dude. So, anyway. But yeah, that being said, though, looking forward to tomorrow, obviously, because I'm going to finally start getting mail again, hopefully. Since I was able to deal with the stuff going on right now. My sister even talked to me about that last night because she called me up then and she's like, yeah, it's fucking bullshit that they weren't delivering your mail because, as she said, she's like, that was obviously an independent thing they did on their own there, because the only thing she did was change mom's mailing address to her place, because obviously mom's dead now and she was needing to get her mail to like pay bills and shit. That's what it is. So anyway, but yeah, it's a bunch of shit, dude, entirely. So the fuck? Did somebody hack my Facebook last night? Huh. Weird. Well, it didn't get hacked, thank God, but it looked like somebody tried to attempt the shit to me, though, which is weird. Because I'm noticing they sent me a code last night. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty crazy, man. Getting real sick and tired of that shit too, by the way. See, we didn't request this password. Let us know. This is actually Facebook, though. Okay, now that was straight up Facebook then. Okay, that's good. Yep, let them know that was not me doing that. Huh. Ooh, nice. Florida sweet corn's coming in now at my local shop here. 4 ears for $1.88. That's not bad at all, man. We've had slightly better deals than that before, but that's pretty good actually. So I have to get some of that and then do some stuff and maybe make some shit like that pretty soon. What it does there. So, god damn it! I keep telling people, yes, I want to keep my fucking service. People, damn. So. All right. Need to check out my tablet here in a minute, is what it is, because I just realized that I haven't used it up this month, so I need to do that pretty quick. What it is then and get that done. So, that's interesting. They're now trying to ban dollar stores from going into the town next to mine right now for the next 2 years. Makes sense because they keep doing the damn things everywhere is what it is now. So, yeah, happens though. So, anyway, I'm going to finish this sandwich here in a minute, and then I'm going to go ahead and call it a day, I think, right now, so I can eat this real quick. Probably watch some Northern Exposure, actually, since I started watching that show recently. I think I know I watched some of that series when I was a kid. I know I never saw the whole thing, is what it was, though, but I finally started watching like episode 1 on. That was what it was the other day. Bro, that fucking show, man, there is some woke shit in that from the early 1990s and stuff. At the same time, there is like some super racial shit in there too that like probably shouldn't have been put in that show back in them days, dude. That could easily be considered racist and stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty wild stuff, man, for real. But it's not a bad show though overall, man. And it was, I think, Rob Morrow's big ass claim to fame entirely in that part of Hollywood back in those days. That guy's really faded off, obviously, in the last, I'd say, 10 years or so, give or take, since he was in that Number series, because that was like his other big show for TV and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't think that guy's really done much of anything since then, is what it is. He was actually not a bad actor for that matter. He was actually decent for what he did. So it is kind of sad to see him sort of falter like that, man. But anyway, that's about it for today, though. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Like I said, the Senate primary is weird. I still refuse to back Marino at this point, dude. Like, I don't care if Trump's endorsing the motherfucker or not, man. Like, when you're calling for gun control in this country, dude, I don't care how long ago it was, the fact that you never, ever, since then, as far as I'm aware, have ever apologized, has ever rescinded your fucking previous comments and stuff like that. Like, it'd be one, like, that's the thing. It'd be one thing if it was like a year or two later, you have Marino come out of the woodwork and be like, and by the way, this is the point too, for that matter, I'm point out right now on this whole thing, dude. So in 2022, when JD Vance was running for U.S. Senate, and that's when he actually won the U.S. Senate, season, what was there, Marino was also in that race. Nobody ever found this shit about Marino until now. And I'm wondering if the reason that happened now is because of the fact that he was not an actual contender in the 2022 election cycle. And because he was like the lead guy now is what it was, people were all like, hey, man, like, look at this shit now. Or it could just be something, too, where he was just very well hidden in the last, like, 2 years ago is what it was then. And it's just now that people were able to, like, go deep diving and stuff like that and find the shit is what it is then. But either way, it's like, yeah, like, the last thing I want to do is fucking, you know, it's like the whole thing of, you know, the old beaten dog scenario where it's like, dude, I've been beaten so many times in the past, like, I don't want to be hurt again kind of thing is what it is. And it's just like the same thing with everything else, dude. It's like when you feel like figuratively, you are taking a fucking razor blade to your wrist by casting a ballot for these fucking people, man. You shouldn't have to feel that way, is what it is. And that's exactly what I feel like, honestly, with most of these candidates right now, is what it is. Especially Marino's ass right now, dude. Like, if I were to sit there and actually cast a ballot for this guy in November, like, that's what I feel like I was doing right now. And I felt the exact same way 2 years ago with Mike DeWine for governor, is what it was, dude. Because it was either him or Nan Whaley, because every other person was a write-in candidate at that time and had no chance on the thing, even though their name should have been on the ballots when it was there. And had any of them been, DeWine would not be governor right now, because you would have everybody vote for that fucking person then over him and that stupid bitch Nan Whaley is what it was then, dude. So, but yeah. I don't know. I think we're all just fucked right now is what it is. And that's the thing, though. Who's even saying we're going to get to November right now without something crazy happening, dude? So it might just be a moot point at this point. It might just be me fucking stressing out for no reason at all, for that matter. So I don't know. I mean, I assume Marino's going to win eventually over Sherrod Brown, as long as there's not like massive voter fraud going on against stuff like that. But who the fuck knows there is? Not, dude. So, you know. Anyway. Only time will tell, obviously, the next, 8 months from now, give or take, 7.5 months from now, something like that's what it is. When the November elections roll around here. So, I don't know, man. It's just sad. It really is. At that point, I might be in a different district, honestly, completely. I might be having to go vote for other people then if that be the case. So, anyways. But, yeah, it's been fun. It's been real. Been kind of crazy. And, yeah, we'll see what's going on here. Anyway, okay, this is what happened yesterday. Apparently, it was a town over for me there that I might be moving to pretty soon. It said joined Canton and other cities nationwide in restricting the proliferation of dollar stores within these municipal limits. This is approves moratorium on dollar stores. Said the local city council there on Monday approved a 2-year moratorium on permits or administrative approvals for small box discount stores in all zoning districts. The moratorium would affect stores between 3 and 15,000 square feet that dedicate less than 20% of their inventory and shelf space to fresh food and produce and sell their products directly to the consumer for less than $10. That's kind of a slap in the face, honestly, but it makes sense, because essentially what they're talking about is they're not going to create food deserts and have all these places in their places what it is there. So, yeah, so stores stores whose primary purpose is liquidation type sales of goods and merchandise, or liquidation outlet stores also would be included. Well, that's kind of bullshit, because that would be like Ollie's and stuff like that, or like that MacBids places over there in Canton now. So, anyway, it said the interim city manager there for that town over there. So the moratorium gives city officials time to study the impacts of the proliferation of discount stores on the public health and safety of surrounding neighborhoods. He said that this town there has $4 stores within the city limits. Yeah, they do. Actually, it's a lot of them, too, for that matter. So Canton City Council on Monday also adopted a moratorium on dollar stores and similar retailers. Canton's moratorium ends January 1st. So, yeah, kind of messed up, dude. But at the same time, it's like, it makes sense. It makes sense to do stuff like that. So, because people are always bitching about food deserts and stuff like that. And that's truth for the matter. It's like, yeah, you should sell fresh food and like produce and stuff like that, dude. And truthfully, when you look at like, and I've gone to the Dollar Trees and stuff like that that are in this area, dude, and it's like, they have nothing, bro. Like, it's all frozen stuff. Like, there might be some like frozen fruit in there and stuff like that, but that's it, honestly. Like, the only other things they have in the thing would be like maybe some canned fruit on the shelf and stuff like that I've never really seen much of, is what it is. Mostly one of the biggest ones they have there, it's like an aisle of like chips and pretzels and stuff like that. And then there's like other snack foods and stuff you can get there. And then the other side, it's like a bunch of candy and shit. It's all just like, sugary junk is what it is then. And then the rest of it's like other shit like batteries and all kinds of other goods, or like non-food goods is what it is then. So, and the Family Dollar in Dollar General and stuff like that's not much better, honestly, dude. So, because they're about the same, give or take, maybe a little bit more, but not much more. Maybe it's like another, 2 or 3 frozen areas and stuff like that. But yeah, it's not fresh fruit or fresh food or anything else like that. Is what it is. So, it is what it is. So, anyway, I would honestly say like good on these people because at least they're doing it for a certain amount of time now to where they can at least do like a study and a finding and stuff like that and be like, hey, is this actually like making this place worse or is it making it better or is it making it like is it like indifferent kind of thing or whatever the case be? So who's to say what's going to happen? Come 2026, if it's going to be something where they do find that it makes it worse, and they're just going to keep banning the shit outright or whatever the case be, or what's going to happen there, dude. So either way, I don't know. But that being said, that's where we're at for the day. I'm getting pretty tired right now. I feel like I'm about to fall asleep, honestly, so I want to eat the sandwich before I do that. That's what it is. But yeah, like I said, I'll be back here Thursday for Buckshot Thursday. We'll do that for about an hour or so, give or take. And then I'm going to do Freedom Friday as well. It'll be about an hour and a half, give or take, splitting there. Hopefully Corey will join us for both. I don't know if Tactic Muff Top will be able to join us for either one of those or not. And I'll probably send out some other people's links to them and stuff like that if they want to join in or not. But who's to say? They might be working at the time. They might be doing their stuff at the time. But either way, that's pretty much what it is right now. And like I said, as soon as I can get my my new card in here, hopefully which will be tomorrow actually, I can activate that bad boy and finish the build I'm trying to build right now is what it is, and go from there then. So, anyways. And then it'll just be a matter of time before that stuff comes in then is what it is, so which should be cool. But anyways. Other than that, though, it's been good. It's been fun. It's been real. Have a good one, y'all. Stay safe. Stay vigilant. Always be carrying. Make sure you always have extra ammo on you because you never know how bad it's going to get. And if it does get bad enough, you want to have enough to where you can actually be able to escape from that firefight and make your way to wherever, whether that be a truck gun that you have on your vehicle or whether that be even just getting into a vehicle to get home and stuff like that and be able to get to your other firearms then and be able to prepare better is what it is then and be able to have, the ability to basically maintain and survive long-term grid down and, any kind of civil war, civil conflict, etc. is going to come here pretty soon is what it is. So see y'all later.